have you ever been going through a slow stage in your business and you've just thought to yourself, what if I don't make the income that I need? What if I can't make the income that I need and my business fails? We're going to be discussing in today's video why that thought itself is actually the reason why you're struggling to grow your business, grow your income, and land the consistent clients that you need. So before we jump in, I do want to quickly introduce myself just in case any of you are here and you don't really know me, you're not familiar with me. My name is Nisha. I'm from nishawoolery.com, and it's over there that I teach service-based solopreneurs how to grow their business to consistent 5K months with ease and simplicity so that they can create the freedom-filled lifestyle that they dream of. Lifestyles where they get to work online, make consistent income, and travel the world. Or if they don't want to travel the world, maybe like work from home, bring in consistent, secure, and reliable income, and spend more time with their family, with their husbands and wives and children, okay? It's basically lifestyles of time freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom. That's what I want to help you guys achieve. So let's dive on in to today's topic. And it was basically brought on, the idea for this video was brought on from someone who recently said to me, what if, Nisha, I can't make the income that I need and my business fails? And it's not just a case of this one person saying this to me. I've been talking a lot one-on-one with a lot of solopreneurs over the last few months, and this kind of limiting belief, this fear just keeps coming up in conversation again and again and again. And so I thought I really need to make a video about this fear. So let me paint the picture for you guys. So the person who I'm thinking of who inspired this video, she's already been in business for about a year. So she's got the basics down. She's got a website. She's got a couple hundred followers on Instagram. She has a Facebook business page. She's got a few clients, but she's not getting consistent clients. And because of that, she's worried about her income. She's worried about the future of her business, her financial stability. She's worried about having to go back to her day job, which is something that I'm sure so many of us can actually relate to. I would actually love to know, you guys. So drop a comment below and tell me what your last job was. So before you started your business or you took it full time, tell me what your job was before this. Because for me, before I started my online business, I had a few jobs. So I was a waitress in Pizza Hut, glamorous, I know. And I also did telesales, which, if you don't know, is like, you know, those annoying people that ring you up in the middle of the day and they just try and sell you something over the phone. So I did that for a whole day. And then I was just like, I cannot do this job. Like, this is just really sleazy. Like, no way am I doing this and putting up with really angry people shouting at me, completely understandably, every day. There's no amount of money that is worth this job. And so then the next job that I went on to have for a couple of years was a job as a shop assistant. So I sold men's jeans and men's underwear for Calvin Klein jeans. And it was an okay job, don't get me wrong, but it was so boring. Like, unless it was sale season where it's really busy and there's lots of customers and then you're not bored, you're kind of like swept off your feet. Unless it's sale season, I would literally walk around and straighten coat hangers and make sure they're all facing the same way, because I was just so bored and I was just so unfulfilled. And I just kept thinking to myself, is this seriously what I want to do for the rest of my life? Like, I would look around at some of the staff, because I worked in like a department store, so it wasn't just Calvin Klein, there were like a lot of different brands, and there were quite a few elderly people who were working there, where they were on their feet like all day, every day, 8 or 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I just thought to myself, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? Is this what my life is going to be about? Does this fulfill me? Does this make me happy? So I completely understand this fear of, your business not working out and having to go and find a day job, especially when you have become accustomed to the freedom that an online business gives you, the freedom to live anywhere and control your own work hours and go on holidays whenever you want and not have to negotiate holiday times with your boss and not have to stick to 2 weeks of holiday a year or 4 weeks if you're in the UK like me. So these were all fears when I was talking to her that were coming up in conversation, a lot of fear-based thinking, which I'm sure that all of us can relate to, because if you've owned a business, I'm sure you've had this fear at some point in your business lifetime. Maybe you have it right now. So if you do or you have, go ahead and give this video some likes, some hearts, to just show me that you relate. But the point that I want to make when it comes to this negative what if thinking is that when you think from a place of fear, negativity, and scarcity, you tend to create that in your life and your business. So I don't know whether any of you here have heard of the self-coaching method. It goes by a lot of different names as well in the online space. A lot of different people teach about this, but it's the concept that your thoughts are what create your results in life, which can either be an incredibly empowering and transformational concept if you've never heard of it before, or it can feel very daunting to think that every result that you're getting in your life and business is a direct result of your own thoughts. I choose to think of this as a wonderfully empowering thing, because to me, it gives me this sense of power and control. Well, not so much like control, but more like power, that I have the power to change my results in my life just based on the thoughts that I think. And the reason for this is because your thoughts are what create your emotions, your feelings, right? Your feelings are what create your actions, and naturally your actions create your results in life and business. So what I want us to do is plug in this thought that one of my followers was talking to me about, this fear of, not making enough income from her business, this fear of her business failing. And I want to use this construct, this concept, to show you how that fear itself is what will cause you to most likely experience the failure that you are actually fearing. So let's say she thinks, or you think, what if I don't make enough income and my business fails? What kind of feeling would that create? It would create a feeling, sometimes it can create a feeling of desperation. Now, when you're feeling desperate, what tends to happen in your business is you will turn into like desperate marketing mode, and you start getting pushy, you start coming across as desperate in your sales calls, coming across as desperate in your social media, and desperate pushes people away. Nobody wants to hire someone who is desperate for their money, right? So the result that this creates is still a lack of consistent clients, because people don't like being sold to in a pushy or pressuring way where they feel like the person is desperate for their money. Now, we can also plug in that thought of what if my business fails, what if I can't make enough money, and see that it can create a feeling of lack of confidence, of not feeling good enough. Now, the action that this creates could be unconfident selling, and it actually sometimes even creates inaction. So it's not just actions that your feelings create, right? They can create a lack of action. And the reason for that is because when you feel a lack of confidence in yourself, your skill set, your ability as a business owner or as a creative, that can tend to make you feel a lack of self-esteem and self-worth, and make you procrastinate. So procrastinate with marketing, procrastinate with social media, just like not really doing much needle moving activities in your business, activities that will actually grow your business, get you sales, get you clients. And you don't realize that you're doing this and you're self-sabotaging by procrastinating. And that is stemming back to this thought that you are not good enough and this lack of confidence. And of course, what result does this create? I just whacked my microphone, you guys. Of course, what result, let me just see if I can get this right. Okay. What result this creates is, again, a lack of consistent clients. And it can also actually guide you towards the fear that you had of your business failing and you not making the income that you want. And again, it all stems back to that thought that you are telling yourself over and over again. And a thought like this, something that you tell yourself repeatedly in your mind, doesn't just remain a thought, does it? It doesn't just like remain something that you think to yourself once and then it just like kind of goes away and it doesn't affect your life. Like, no, it becomes this ingrained belief almost. It becomes, or it feels like a fact when it's not a fact. It is literally just a thought that your brain has chosen to make feel like a fact, that your brain has chosen to turn into a belief that is going to actually guide the actions and results that you get in your business. So let me know, you guys, if this is making sense to you. Just drop a comment below or give this video a like so that I know that it makes sense. I know that the first time that I heard this concept, my mind was like, wait, what? But it honestly has been so life-changing for me, this concept, over the last 12 months. So what I want us to do now is plug in a new thought. So replace that thought of, what if I don't make the income that I need and my business fails, and replace it with a more positive thought. And I want to show you how this positive thought will completely transform the result that you get in your business. Kimberly says, yes, mindset is everything. Yes, Kimberly, mindset is honestly some of the most important work you'll do in your entire business and life. It is honestly transformational. So let's replace that thought, okay? So let's say that instead of that, you think to yourself, I have the power to change my reality. I'm a magnet for success, okay? So let's say that you not only just think this to yourself once or twice, you repeat it a couple of times. Let's say that you really work on replacing that negative limiting belief with this new positive belief. So it's not just a thought, it becomes a belief, something that you truly believe in. How would that make you feel? To me, it makes me feel confident. It makes me feel positive, and it makes me feel powerful. And those feelings, that confidence and that positivity, the optimism that I have the power to create my reality, I have the power to make my business succeed, the power to get those clients, to make those sales, to create the business and lifestyle that I dream of. Those feelings of confidence and positivity will actually create an action of confident selling. So I'm now going to go into sales calls feeling confident and not shy and really shaky and timid, or not pushy and salesy and really desperate for the money. I'm going to go in confident in myself, in my skill set, in my ability to do this job and get my clients the results that I know that they desire. Now, this action of confident selling in turn is going to create this result of consistent clients or consistent sales, which is going to give you what you want, right? Which is a successful and profitable online business and a freedom-filled lifestyle that you really want. Okay, so it's gonna push you further away from that that negative result that you were so scared of in the beginning, and that's all because you worked first and foremost, you worked on your mindset. Now, I want you to think back to a recent failure in your life. Would fear have changed the outcome? No. Fear is most likely what created that failure in the first place, like almost certainly. So stop letting your fear of failure and your what if kind of negative thinking guide your actions and guide the results that you are creating in your life and in your business. And I know that that is a lot, you know, it can be a lot, it can be easy, but I mean, it can feel harder than what it seems. Like, you may be listening to this right now and thinking, yeah, Nisha, you say that so easily, but I bet it's not going to be easy for me. And it can be like really simple if you let it be. And I know where you're coming from, because when I was much more negatively thinking than I am now, which some people do find surprising, like, which I find surprising in itself, that they find it surprising. But recently, me and my friends were sat around a table having some drinks, and we all took it in turn saying what we would say about each other at our funerals, which I know is morbid, but stick with me. And all of them said to me that they would talk about how positive I am, which really surprised me in a great way, because I have not always been positive. I've been in the past, even not so long ago, like literally a year ago, I was so much more pessimistic than I am today. So much more pessimistic, you guys. And where did it get me? It didn't get me like anything that I wanted in life. Like by being pessimistic and by being fearful all the time, all that did was just make me feel bad. Whereas if you choose to be positive and you choose to fully trust that you are capable of getting the things that you want, that's going to make you feel happier. It's going to make you feel more content, which is actually going to make you more likely to get the things that you want, because you'll put in the work and you'll put in the effort and you'll feel really aligned and in flow when you're doing that. And that's what comes across, right, in your marketing and in everything else that you do in life, which again, when you're giving off those vibes to other people, you end up getting back the things that you truly desire, the good things that you desire. So instead of thinking to yourself, what if I fail? Or what if I don't make enough money to keep my business alive? What if I have to go back to a day job? What if I'm not good enough at running a business? Or yada, yada, yada. Think to yourself the opposite instead. So think to yourself, what if I don't fail? What if I get everything I desire in my business? What if I do create the income that I need? Think to yourself, I trust in my ability and my power to create the business and the income that I dream of. Think to yourself, I am smart enough and I am resilient enough to make this business work and to make an income. When you change your thoughts about yourself and your own ability, I guarantee you'll change your results in your online business as well. So I'm going to kind of like wrap up this video now, but I do want to emphasize on this topic of mindset. I think that, it's something that a lot of people just think is woo-woo. And so like, if you're not a naturally woo-woo person, you tend to just like shy away from mindset work, but mindset's not woo-woo. Like it's literally science and it's nature as well, right? So I do think that so many of us need to take the time to honestly do the mindset work. Like take the time to work on your mind and on your thoughts and on your inner work, and not just on outer strategies in your business. Because I guarantee you, if you don't fix the limiting mindsets, the limiting beliefs that are affecting your sales, I guarantee no strategy will work sustainably for you. And here's why. So when you are very like fear-based, scarcity-based type of person, and you're always like being negative about yourself in your inner dialogue, so that's the thoughts that you're thinking to yourself at every moment during the day, like if when it comes to your business, you're being mainly negative, what will happen is you'll find, and I've seen this happen so many times, so I know this is what happens, you'll find a strategy, right, that other people have had a lot of success with, a business strategy. So let's take, for instance, Instagram marketing, since I know that's like the big thing right now. So you'll find Instagram marketing and you'll find a course about that, and you'll take the course and you'll implement it for a couple of weeks, get no results, and throw in the towel and think to yourself, I knew this wouldn't work anyway. I'm not good enough at this. They just have something that I don't. Blah, 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 right? Because your own mind is self-sabotaging you. So that is how vitally important it is to work on your own mindset and to work on your own beliefs and the way that you talk to yourself, because it literally can be the difference between making a strategy work or self-sabotaging that strategy without you even realizing that it is you who is responsible for that not working, and nothing that's outside of yourself. So if you feel called, what I would love for you to do is tell me one limiting thought that you've had recently and then reframe it into a positive one. So let's take, for instance, this thought that we've been discussing of what if I fail? What if I can't make the income that I need? If you've been thinking that recently, one really powerful affirmation that you can tell yourself, that you can replace that thought with, is I am resilient and smart enough to make this business work. I am resilient and smart enough to make the income that I need. I am resilient and smart enough to figure this out. This is a thought that I have been basically repeating to myself a lot over the last year. And I actually have a story about this. So I was going to just wrap up this video, but I will tell you the story. Before I do want to quickly mention though that I have a free starter kit to help you book clients consistently, which I will link to below this video. It's a 14-page starter kit. It's got 4 tips to help you book clients consistently. One of those is all about mindset, and it will talk to you more about the concept that we've discussed in this video. So go to the link below and download that. But the story that I wanted to tell you guys on this whole thought of I am resilient and smart enough to make this work is what happened to me, something that happened to me recently, actually the last 2 days that I've been in London. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know this story if you've watched my Instagram stories, because I shared on it yesterday all about this. But basically what happened is 24 hours from hell. So not really. So basically, I got to London. So I moved to London on Wednesday. I'm here for 2 months before I go to India. And I was super excited, so excited, because I'd found this dreamy place. Honestly, it was my dream place to live. And I just thought I couldn't have gotten a better place than this. I'm so excited. And then I got there on Wednesday and it stunk. Honestly, you guys, it stunk so badly, which is obviously not something that I would know from a listing online. You have to have seen it yourself, but I hadn't. I had just paid for it and then got there and I smelt it and I was just oh no, I can't stay here. And I tried to air the place out all day and it didn't really work. And then I contacted the host, and at first they were saying no refunds. So I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to lose out on the money that I've spent on this place. And the thing is, for me, it wasn't even about the money. It was I won't find anywhere better than this. And I was really excited about this. And, at first, that was the path that my mindset was going down. And in the past, even up to 12 months ago, I would have cried and I would have been stressed the hell out, and I would have just thought things never work out for me, and told myself all of this negative thinking. But instead, I am so proud of how calmly I handled it, and I didn't let it overly impact my mood. So I let myself have a moment of stress, and then I just kind of said to myself, I said it out loud in the mirror to myself in the bathroom, Nisha, you are resilient and you are smart enough to figure this out. Everything is figure outable. There's definitely a solution to this. There's no point in wasting energy, wasting emotions, feeling negative and stressed out, and just being really unhappy for the day. Just get on with it. Figure out a solution and move forward. You've got this. You've always handled things like this in the past, and you'll do it again now. And so I just kept telling myself, I'm resilient enough to do this and to handle this and to make it work. Long story short, I found the most beautiful place. I completely fell in love with it. I found it within 24 hours. I was just I went and visited it, loved it. I loved the estate agents who were handling it. I just loved the whole thing. And it turned out that I found something even better than what I had originally, which I thought was the best that I could get. But I have now got something even better. And the reason that I created that result, the reason that I have this, is because I didn't give up. So I definitely could have said to myself, oh, I give up, I'm going to just go back home to where I come from, because I live in the UK in the Midlands, which is 2.5 hours away. So I could have been oh, I forget it, I'm just going to go back home. This is too stressful, I'll figure it out and I'll just delay this trip until the future. I could have given up on myself and what I want to do, which is live in London for 2 months and see if I could live here permanently. But I didn't. I just kept going and I kept calm, and I told myself I would make it work and I would figure something out. And I did, and it turned out to be even better than what I imagined. And the place that I am in now is in a nicer area, a nicer street, and it's also much closer to where I'll be doing volunteer work. So it works out perfectly. So my point to you is that when you replace your negative thoughts with more positive thoughts that create feelings of confidence and calmness and power, you are going to create amazing results in your life. So I just want to encourage you guys from this video to really truly in 2020 make your mindset one of your top priorities, because I started making my mindset work one of my top priorities in 2019 because I basically realized that I could get results in my life and still feel unhappy if I didn't actually work on my inside. So it works both ways. It truly does. You can have results and still feel unhappy if you haven't worked on your mindset. And if you don't work on your mindset anyway, you're usually not going to get the results that you want. Or they're not going to be like the deep down results that you want. And so, so I just want to end this video by encouraging you to do your mindset work. And if you relate to the thought that I mentioned earlier on in this video, the whole what if I fail, what if I don't get clients kind of negative thoughts, then definitely do go and download my free starter kit for booking consistent clients, because I do go on to talk about mindset and other things as well, like choosing a niche. That's another really important thing to do in your business. So definitely go and download that if you haven't already. The link is below. But I'm going to go and sign off now. It was super awesome hanging out with you guys, and I will see you soon.